Welcome to another snack and story with yours truly. You know what I'm eating from if you saw the last video, and let's get right into it. Oh, that was good there. So, I'm going to call this story Warming Up to Tom Holland, because my uncle, who's not very well off in the mental department, is a very big fan of Marvel and DC and all that. I've seen all the movies and, very much likes those characters and everything and all that type of thing. So, I figured that for his 60th birthday, my family was figuring that I should take him to go see Spiderman Far From Home. Now, I sort of was kind of trepidatious about this because my uncle, if you don't know, he broke his legs about twice in his lifetime, and they didn't quite heal properly. Therefore, he, for lack of a better term, walks like a drunkard and mostly stumbles and often falls when you blow on him like that, and he'll just fall down. Anyhow, so I was very nervous in that respect, but people kept convincing me, and I figured, what the hell, we might as well do it. So, God, this is better than when I tried it in that first video. If you don't know, it's a homemade bootlegger, based after the one in Jimmy Jones's menu, or on Jimmy Jones's menu. So it was my grandmother, him, and myself. We went to the cinema the day it came out, I think, or the week or whatever it came out. Myself having already seen it once. And I thought it was decent, but after seeing Half Dog Productions and or $10 Slimers video on it, and after this whole ordeal, as you'll find out, my opinion was sullied of the film. So, anyhow, we parked pretty far away from the cinema. Here was the cinema, and there was us right there. So, we had to walk all the way from there to here and everything, and had to keep, grandmother was on his side, I was on that side, and my uncle was there, and we walked him basically over to the cinema, and just to keep him stable, and he was fine. And we told him, when we get back to the car, you look for the car, because it was like a grey Mazda or something or other. So it was very easy to find. And we parked so bloody far away, over there, that it shouldn't be that much of a problem. And it'd take you a while to actually look for the thing. So. This is much better than I thought it would be. Anyhow. So we got popcorn and drinks and everything and all that, and we sat ourselves down in the cinema, watched the movie, and, had a gay old time, or whatever. Now myself, I personally thought that the first Spider-Man, Homecoming, was a wee bit long, but I had fun with it, and the second one I thought was a little bit better, in my opinion, of course, but evidently my uncle didn't necessarily like the first one, Homecoming, and he liked this one a lot better, so that's good to hear. And so, it's like my third time trying to record this video, but anyhow, so We get out the cinema, toss our popcorn and everything, use the bathroom, all that, and leave. And grandmother and I, we're talking about one thing or another, and my uncle is just like right behind us. There's grandmother and I, and there he is, and he sort of trails off. We don't realize this. We told him to look for the car. We are about, let's say, I don't know, maybe 100 paces away from the cinema at this point, and about maybe 200 from our actual parking space. And we look behind, and we don't see him. He's nowhere to be seen until he emerges from a side A. Evidently I just got handed a pickle, so there we go. So he emerges from the side of a car that looks nothing like our Mazda. I don't even remember what it was. And, my God, let me tell you, he doesn't quite properly know how to walk because half of his brain is, for lack of a better word, mucked up. And, he doesn't necessarily know how to operate his body. So, here's grandmother and I, here he is, here is the curb. And so he walks, he lifts one foot, doesn't quite make it, he plants it down, and then all of a sudden he tumbles. He falls on his arm and everything, and the howl that he produced, it chills me to the bone of this very day. If you ever hear a mentally disabled fella scream in pain, it's one of the most horrifying things you'll ever hear in your life. It really is.